People think making yeasted breads is more complicated and more time-consuming than it is. They even buy expensive machines to do the fun part. But the joy of baking bread is partly the process itself, at least for me. When, by my hands, the dough rises high, it lifts me up a little too. Working and playing with yeast itself is the most interesting part. Yeast is among the simplest of living plant organisms, and its growth is what causes the bread to rise. Yeast feeds on sugar and needs warmth and moisture to grow. Given all three, the yeast and the baker are on a roll. You can see it happen right before your eyes. Just be sure the water is warm, but not too hot. Intense heat kills yeast. Once the yeast has become active, begin adding the wheat flour. Use a wooden, not a metal, spoon, and pay attention to the texture of the batter. You'll know it's ultimately beatable when it's still thin enough to stir easily, but too thick to splash. At this point, I like to give the batter at least 100 strokes. At a certain point, it will become too thick to stir. That's when it's time to begin to knead. The purpose of kneading is to incorporate the requisite amount of flour into the bread dough. What is the requisite amount? It is the amount it takes to make a soft, yet not sticky, dough. To knead the bread, turn the lump of dough and all the scraps into a pile on a clean, lightly floured surface. Use a full 2-cup measure to sprinkle out the flour, a little at a time. This way, you'll know the total amount of flour you've used. Keep the kneading surface and the surface of the bread lightly coated with flour to prevent sticking. In kneading, the dough is folded upon itself. To begin, lift the part of the dough that is farthest from you and fold it over onto the part that is nearest you. Now place your hands on the just folded section and gently but firmly push it down and away from you. It will stick to itself. Now with both hands, lift the sides of the dough and turn them in on the center. Again, push down and away from yourself. Continue lifting the back of the dough and pushing it down and away, then the sides of the dough and pushing down and away, sprinkling flour lightly atop and beneath to prevent sticking as needed. The kneading process is rhythmic and involves the whole body, not just the hands and arms. Use your legs as you push down and away, and notice your breathing too. I find that I'm usually exhaling as I push and inhaling as I lift and gather up the dough. It may take only 5 minutes or up to 20 minutes of kneading. This depends upon the energy and the experience of the kneader. At a certain point, the dough will feel what's commonly called earlobe consistency. Stop at that point, when the dough is still soft but no longer sticky. If you knead in too much flour, the bread will turn out dry. Too little, and it will turn out gummy. It doesn't take many bakings to find the perfect amount.